I have a feeling like there's gonna be a pattern here for the next few weeks of Fallout 4 Mods Weekly where we cover a lot of settlement related mods and a lot of retextures slash graphical fidelity mods that make your game look sexy. But nonetheless, these are sexy mods, so hence why they're here in Fallout 4 Mods Weekly. We don't cover anything that's not sexy, so here we go. We're covering all the sexiest of sexy mods from this week in Fallout 4 Mods Weekly Week 2. Anyways, let's just go ahead and get right into these mods. We've got quite a bit to go over, so hopefully you guys are ready for this episode. Anyways, let's go ahead and roll the intro. This video is sponsored by OpinionOutpost.com, a website where you can share your opinion through surveys, earn yourself some points, and then redeem those points on OpinionOutpost.com for money or gift card rewards. All you have to do to get started is click the link at the top of the description and start earning. Simple as that. Have you ever found yourself struggling to build a clean looking house or settlement just because that one section of grass is somehow weeding its way to freedom through your concrete foundations? Well, clean up your weeds, rubble, and other items cock-blocking your way to sexy settlement town with the mod Scrap Everything by Shadow Slasher 410, a mod that nearly does what the title says. It makes nearly every item in your settlement regions scrappable, whether it be a pile of trash or a piece of sidewalk that you just don't want to be there anymore. Maybe you just want some more concrete materials. Who knows? This is the mod for you. Just simply download this mod and you can literally scrap anything you want in your settlement regions. And it makes things a lot easier if there's just some things getting in the way of making your sexy settlement sexy. Whether you want to make it winter in Fallout 4 or even spring or fall, the mod Fallout 4 Seasons Project by Game Duchess has you covered. Currently including a fall, winter, and spring preset, later coming out with summer. These presets will completely overhaul the looks of Fallout 4, turning it into the season of choice. And no matter the one you choose, trust me, it'll make your Fallout 4 look a whole lot more sexy. And honestly, what we're trying to do here in this series is make your game sexy, whether it be through functionality or whether it be through visual sexiness. So yeah, there we go. Fall provides you with a lush and colorful vegetation, winter provides you with a chilling wasteland covered in snow, and spring provides you with a more vibrant kind of green/brown feel, and summer, which hasn't been released yet, we only have an image of it on the mod page itself, and it looks sort of like a Hulk version of spring, basically turning everything into green. So, do you remember that Robots Guardian mod I covered last week? Well, there's a new mod that is very similar but takes a different approach on the balancing and statistics of the added robots. This mod, Robot Home Defense by the Talkie Toaster, took an approach with the robot defense that really caught my attention. Not only do I feel that this mod is slightly more balanced, but just all the unique benefits that all these different robots provide shows me the attention to detail and functionality that I'm looking towards for a mod like this. A good example of this is the Protectron Brewer that can produce small amounts of food and water for your settlements, or even the Emergency Service Protectrons that will increase your settlement's happiness. Overall, I'd say you have to at least check out this mod for yourself and test it for a little bit and see whether you like it, because the robots aren't overpowered to the point of not dying, and when they do die, you can even break them down for their parts. And if you're looking for a really good settlement mod that adds more defense options but is still balanced, this is definitely an option for you to check out. So, have you ever wanted your settlement experience to be even more of a pain in the ass? No? Well, this is kind of awkward then, because this mod, Ploppable Houses by Jay, adds a ton of full building prefabs for you to enhance your settlement's layout with. However, it is a pain to place these puppies down, but when you get them in the place that you want them to be and you actually get to place them down, you can add a whole new feel to your settlements. You just can't build anything that replicates the style of these buildings, hence why I had to include this mod in this video. Before installing this mod though, I do suggest reading through the mod page to know what you're signing up for, as this isn't a fully sexy mod. There's a lot of problems with it, but I just like the looks of the Fallout 4 building prefabs over what you can build with the workstation by default. Have you been looking for another immersive mod that will make your survival in Fallout 4 so much more immersive and just more sexy overall? Well, look no further. Carry Those Bags by Mofakeen adds 10 variants of diverse bag types, which can be combined in multiple different ways, all supplying you with varying carry weight benefits depending on the bag and the mod options you install. This mod can be used through the Crafting Workbenches mod, but can also be a standalone by choosing a different option on download. I have to say I'm a huge sucker for immersive mods, or just any mod that adds backpacks basically, because it makes you look like a true survivalist in the waste, and it makes it also seem like you're not shoving everything up your hind end when you have like 10 weapons in your inventory. Just sometimes it doesn't add up. But backpack mods are basically essential for me in games like Fallout now, so it's not really that big of a deal that I'm including this. Have you ever wanted to create a slanting ramp with rails in the settlement system in Fallout 4? Or have you ever wanted to build a bridge from building to building, or across a river, or something like that? Well, by default, no, you can't do that. But with this mod, Craftable Ramps and Rails by DD Productions 83, you can take it to the next level of sexy by including craftable ramps and rails and making things like bridges in your beautiful, beautiful settlement. Now you can make your sexy settlement into a sexy of sexy settlements, the sexiest of sexy settlements. And while we're on the topic of DD Productions 83, the guy that made the craftable ramps and rails, I decided, you wanna know what? We should probably cover his other amazing mod, Craftable Elevators, because elevators are also for some reason not included in the default settlement crafting system. So here we go, we've got craftable elevators now, and we can finally take elevators. We don't have to build stupid staircases when they didn't even supply us with any good staircases in the first place. So thankfully, we also now have elevators as well. Elevators and craftable ramps and rails. Honestly, how much more could you ask for to make your settlement the next level of sexy? You don't even have to walk in video games anymore. You can now take elevators in video games. How lazy are we getting now? Like, come on. This is just getting ridiculous. Alright, so now I want to go over some texture mods really fast here. We're going to try to go through these a little bit faster than normal, just because they are smaller texture mods. They're not massive overhauls or anything like that. So we're going to go ahead and try to get over these a little bit faster than usual. So first up, we've got Better Doors version 1.2 by Kitten Cakes, which retextures 22 common and uncommon doors within Fallout 4, and just overall gives them a lot more graphical quality and detail. And they're definitely superior to the vanilla doors. And thankfully this mod is there, because there are some texture mods out there and some textures that do replace the door textures, but it just doesn't seem like there's high resolution door textures as of yet. If I'm mistaken, please let me know. But these are pretty high resolution. These are as high as resolution as I personally need, but they aren't anything like super 8K resolution textures or anything like that. They're just great improvements over the vanilla textures. Another retexture mod we've got is HQIDR, or to give you a better understanding, High Quality Impact Decal Retexture by Laddie100, and it literally just does what it says. It is a high resolution retexture for the impact decals on all areas. So whether it be glass, whether it be metal, whether it be on the ground, whether it be on walls, whether it be on bark, all of those have now been improved in some shape or form. Some are more improved than others in my personal opinion, but overall I have to say this is a great improvement if you really care about what your impact decal textures look like. I personally care about things like this because I care about these little things, and I think that this is actually a dramatic improvement, as you'll see on screen now. So we've got two texture related mods from one mod author, and the first one being Unpainted T51 by BoardRaw, and I have to say I personally really like this change, as I hate the original paint job for the T51. The whole army green with the rust on it just doesn't suit it for me, so I really like that he did the whole kind of metallic steel look on the T51. I really like this change, and I actually have to say it's kind of essential for me, as I just hate the original look of the T51. And I don't normally put paint jobs on my power armor either, so I'm really glad that this mod exists. And then also we've got the standalone Unpainted T45 by the same author, and it's essentially the same change. However, it's a standalone paint job that makes the difference. So the default look is still that ugly, matte, plasticky kind of look. However, there is this standalone paint job that doesn't require anything to actually change it, so it is really nice to put it on there, and I definitely prefer it over the vanilla. Moving on to the last texture-like mod, we've got Companion Overhaul, and I'm not going to try to pronounce their name because I feel like it would just be insulting, so you'll see it on screen. However, I personally really like the changes they made to Kate, Dance, Preston, and Piper. Those are all the changes that are there so far. And I personally have to say I really like these changes. There's going to be some people out there that probably don't like these changes. My personal preference is I prefer these looks over the vanilla looks. So that's a positive for me, I guess. And in my personal opinion, it's making your companions look a lot more sexy. So, you know, that could be taken into account if you want a reason to download Companion Overhaul. There you go. It makes your companions a little bit more sexy. And I gotta say the textures and everything look a lot nicer as well. And there are some additional mods that you could install alongside this. Now, the last full-fledged mod that I'll be covering here in this video is called Placeable NPCs by Braden M650, and I have to say this is the most useful mod for me I have ever ran into, and I've been waiting for someone to upload this mod. I knew it was gonna come, and I'm just glad that Braden M650 finally brought it here. Placeable NPCs makes my life a whole lot easier. It adds 189 various types of NPCs to the workshop menu, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. It makes my life so much easier. Thank you, Braden, for bringing this, because this is going to save me so much time in the near future, and it's going to bring a lot more videos here on the channel as well. Anyways, to end off this video, I thought I would share with you guys what ENB I was using during this whole video. I was using the REALSHADE ENB by NewSense, and I have to say this is currently my favorite ENB preset that there is. And I know that the ENBs aren't really that advanced as of yet, but right now I have to say this is definitely my favorite as of now. But other than that, that's actually it for this video. Hopefully you all enjoyed. If you guys enjoyed this week of Follow 4 Mods Weekly, please smack that like button down below and subscribe to join the good fight. If you haven't already, it would be super greatly appreciated. But until next time, this is Epoxy signing off.
On the way down, screaming, then we'll be all